For 300 years, the Xarn Empire ruled the galaxy. They were not kind rulers. They destroyed any planet that said no. Their warships flew like dark shadows across the stars. Every world feared the name Xarn. They had beaten the fire creatures of Thal. They crushed the stone army of Durak. They even burned the sky world of the Eric. No one stood against them for long. But there was one planet left. A small blue one. Earth. The Xarn called a meeting. Their leaders, dressed in silver armor, stood around a floating map. "This is the last one," General Vroth said. His voice was deep and cold. "Earth is primitive. Weak. They don't even have warp drives." "Do they have armies?" someone asked. Vroth laughed. "Small ones. Old weapons. They don't even fight each other anymore. They are peaceful. They are soft," Vroth replied. And so the Xarn sent their best soldiers to Earth. 50,000 warriors, giant ships that blocked the sun, machines that walked like metal beasts. The galaxy watched, waiting for Earth to fall in a single day. The first Xarn ship entered Earth's orbit. It was called Devourer 1. It sent down drop pods filled with soldiers. They landed in the forests of South America. Reports came in quickly. Area secure. No resistance. Humans fleeing into the trees. The commanders smiled. "Too easy," one of them said. But after 1 hour, contact was lost. The next ship, Devourer 2, sent down air scouts to find the first team. They saw smoke, fire, burned armor, and something strange. Xarn helmets placed on wooden spikes. "What is this?" one pilot asked. Then his screen turned black. Static. Silence. He was gone. The third ship tried to land in Australia. Their machines stepped into the outback. Soldiers moved in formation. It looked safe. But then they heard drums. Not human music. Something older. Something deeper. Then they saw eyes in the dark. Not animals. Not soldiers. Hunters. The Xarn fleet commander, high above Earth, grew angry. He called out, "Send in the heavy units." More dropships fell from the sky. Tanks, mechs, fire weapons, and yet none returned. Then strange messages started coming from Earth's surface. One soldier screamed into his comms, "They're not normal. They don't fear death." Another whispered, "They hunt us. They play with us." A third one, crying, said, "One man, just one. He tore through our mech with his hands." "How?" The commander shut off the radio. He did not want to hear more. Instead, he sent the final wave. The elites, trained in 100 wars, stronger than 10 men, armed with the best tech in the galaxy. They landed in the ruins of New York, but there was no one there. The city was empty. No people, no sound, just a single message, painted on a wall in blood. "Now you see us." And then, explosions. The buildings fell in seconds. Streets turned into traps. The elite squad screamed, but no one helped them. In space, Devourer 1's lights went out. The ship didn't explode. It just stopped. No signals. No movement. Gone. The Xarn High Council watched from their homeworld. At first, they were confused. Then they were silent. "Where are our soldiers?" one asked. "Where are the humans?" said another. "No one escapes the Xarn," General Vroth said, but his voice was not as strong now. And then came a final message. A small video clip, sent from Earth, not encrypted, open for all to see. It showed a single human standing in front of a burning Xarn mech. He looked at the camera and smiled. Then he spoke. "You wanted war. You found the wrong planet." That was the day the galaxy changed. Not because Earth won a battle, but because for the first time, the Xarn lost. No one knew how. No one understood what humans had done. But now, the stars whispered one thing. Do not go to Earth. Because something had awakened there. Something old. Something angry. And it was just the beginning. The Xarn Empire was silent. Their best army had gone to Earth and disappeared. No return. No signal. No survivors. The news spread across the stars like fire. Other species started to talk. First in low voices, then louder. What happened on Earth? Did the humans really kill them all? Or is there something worse down there? For the first time in 300 years, the galaxy saw fear on the faces of Xarn commanders. But the High Council didn't believe in fear. General Vroth slammed his fist on the table. Humans are weak, he growled. This is a trick. Nothing more. A young Xarn officer stood. His voice shook. Then why haven't our scanners found the bodies? No answer. Another officer said, I spoke with traders near the Sol system. They say they saw something strange. What? Vroth asked. They saw ships, fast ones, with black armor, moving like ghosts in space. That's nonsense. But Vroth's eyes showed doubt now. Across the stars, whispers began. It started in the mining colonies of Helkar. A cargo pilot returned from the edge of Earth's system. His ship was damaged. His eyes were wide. He told a story. He said he saw a human ship, alone, take down a Xarn cruiser with one shot. One shot. No one believed me, he said. But I swear, it didn't fire a missile. It just hummed. On the moon base of Dros 9, a Xarn soldier was found trembling in the medical wing. He was from the first wave that attacked Earth. How did he survive? No one knew. But he said one thing again and again. They don't fight like us. They become something else. The doctors asked, what do you mean? The soldier looked around, scared. They were laughing. Laughing? Yes. In the smoke. In the fire. They were smiling. They enjoyed it. The doctors didn't report this to the council. They didn't want to be called mad too. Some said Earth was using dark energy. Some said humans had awakened old machines. And a few believed something worse. Humans were never peaceful. They were pretending. A famous historian named Professor Velkin went on the Galactic net. He showed ancient Earth war footage. Look at their eyes, he said, zooming in on human soldiers. They don't fear war. They evolve in it. He pointed to Earth history. 2 world wars. Civil wars. Cold wars. Endless conflict. Yet they survived every time. What kind of species keeps fighting itself and still grows stronger? He asked. No one had an answer. Back on the Xarn homeworld, the High Council argued. Some wanted peace talks. Others wanted to send more troops. Vroth said, no, we must know what we're fighting. So he called for something secret. A spy. A shapeshifter. Someone who could go to Earth and return alive. The Xarn chose their best infiltrator, Unit K-17. It was not born. It was built. Able to change its body. Copy human appearance. It would land in secret and live among humans. Mission: find out what happened. Report back. Simple. Or so they thought. Unit K-17 landed in the darkness of night. It took the form of a human male. Tall. Strong. Quiet. It walked into a small town near the destroyed landing zones. There were no guards, no fences, just people living like nothing had happened. Smiling. Laughing. Playing music. But something felt off. They all looked at K-17. Too long. Too calm. Like they already knew. K-17 moved deeper, trying to scan buildings. He found old houses turned into labs. Children learning how to code weapons. Elderly building drones from scrap. Even the dogs had tracking chips. These weren't normal civilians. They were preparing for something. He went underground. Found a hidden elevator. It went deep, too deep. At the bottom, there was a door. And a name. Project to Revenant. As he stepped forward, lights turned on. A human voice said, "You shouldn't be here." K-17 turned. A man stood there, calm, strong, wearing no armor. Yet K-17 felt danger. "What is this place?" he asked. The man smiled. "This is where we prepare for you. I am not. You're not the first. You won't be the last." Suddenly, K-17 couldn't move. His systems froze. The man leaned in and whispered, "We never wanted war. But if you bring it here, we unleash." Then everything went black. Back in space, the spy didn't return. The High Council waited. And then, a signal arrived. Just 5 words. Sent from Earth. Simple, clear, terrifying. "You're too late. It's begun." The Xarn Empire was quiet now. Too quiet. After their spy disappeared, fear began to grow inside the High Council. They had never lost a war. Never lost an army. And now, they had lost something worse. Control. General Vroth stood alone in the strategy chamber. The stars above him blinked on the glass ceiling. "Where are they hiding?" he whispered. He zoomed into Earth, scanned every continent, every ocean, every city. But the surface showed nothing unusual. No armies, no weapons, just normal life. And that made no sense. The truth was, the real Earth was not on the surface anymore. It was below, far below. Decades ago, after their first space loss against an alien scouting team, Earth's secret leaders knew something the rest of the galaxy didn't. War was coming. So the nations united. Silent and fast, they created something deep under the surface. Something big. Something hidden. They called it the Hollow Shield. A city buried under the crust. Protected by layers of tech no alien could detect. Powered by Earth's core. Built for one thing: survival and counterattack. Inside, things were different. Children trained with drones. Teenagers studied alien languages. Adults crafted weapons that didn't exist even in Karn labs. The Earth above was peaceful. But the Earth below, it was ready. At the center of the Hollow Shield stood a giant machine. It was not a warship. It was not a base. It was a living code, a weapon written in DNA and steel. Codename: Revenant Core, a fusion of lost human knowledge and captured alien tech. Half machine, half mind. It did not sleep. It did not feel. It only waited. Waited for one command: unleash. And now, with the spy neutralized, the command was close. Back in space, the galaxy began to act strange. Ships disappeared near Earth's orbit. Communication satellites went blind. And then came the first sign. A signal. Not a warning. Not a threat. A voice. It played across all systems, all screens, all ships. Male voice. Calm. Deep. "We were quiet. You came. We waited. You attacked. Now we answer." The Karn panicked. Their fleets pulled back. But it was too late. Human ships rose from under the ocean. Silent, black, and smooth like sharks. They didn't have engines. They floated. No heat. No sound. The first Xarn destroyer fired. The human ship did not move. Then, light. Pure, clean light. The Xarn ship melted in seconds. Not exploded. Melted. And vanished. Inside the Hollow Shield, Command Leader Kara stood before the Council of Earth. Her voice was strong. Her eyes sharper than any blade. "They wanted to test us," she said. "Now we give them the answer." The Council nodded. "Begin Operation Revenant." Above the Earth, a strange thing happened. The stars blinked. 1, 2, all at once. For a moment, it felt like the galaxy had closed its eyes. And when it opened them again, Humanity had changed. Not angry, not scared, just awakened. And from deep underground, something stirred. The Revenant core came online, and it whispered into Earth's skies. Target locked. Systems ready. Let them come. The Xarn received a final message from Earth. A video feed. It showed cities, forests, oceans, and then it went deep, showing tunnels, labs, soldiers born for war, machines that grew like trees, and finally, the core, a glowing, humming heart of energy. Then a human stepped into view, old, gray hair, eyes like storms. He said just one line. "You looked down on us. You forgot. Humans build in silence. Now you've heard our whisper. Next comes the storm." The feed cut. In every corner of the galaxy, species listened. Many had feared Karn, but now they feared something worse. Humanity unleashed, and Earth, once ignored, was now the center of every star map. No longer the weak planet at the edge, but the place where legends were born, and the place where something deeper still slept. Because the Revenant core had only just opened one eye, and the war had only just begun. Darkness moved through the galaxy. Not ships, not fleets, shadows. They came without sound, without lights. No signatures, no names. They were not Xarn. They were not from Earth. They were something else, something older, something watching. And now, they had noticed Earth. Above Saturn's rings, a secret Xarn outpost picked up strange signals. Unknown objects approaching. How many? A technician asked. The reply came, "We can't count them. They're not real." Before the message finished, the signal cut. Nothing remained of the outpost. Not metal. Not bodies. Just silence. On Earth, inside the hollow shield, alarms echoed. Commander Kara rushed into the main chamber. Report. Unknown entities in deep space. Not Xarn. Not from any known system. Kara's face tightened. Do they come in peace? The technician didn't answer. Instead, he showed the scan. It wasn't a ship. It was a void. A piece of space. Moving. Like it had a will. And inside it, eyes. Watching. Waiting. Kara whispered, "We woke something." Far from Earth, on a dead moon, the Xarn Council gathered in secret. General Vroth stood among them, tired and quiet. "We tried to break the humans," he said. "Now we've broken something else." One elder, voice shaking, asked, "What are they?" Vroth answered, "I don't know, but I think they were listening when we attacked Earth." Another counselor spoke, "And now they think we are the threat." Vroth looked out the dome at the empty sky. "Maybe we all are." Humanity didn't stop preparing. They accelerated. Project Revenant expanded. More cities went underground. Space stations near Mars lit up with new weapons. Moon bases launched black drones that blended with the stars. But even with all this, fear returned. Because the stars were no longer quiet. Ships began vanishing without trace, human and Xarn. They were not destroyed. They were taken. In one secret lab, deep under Antarctica, a human scientist named Dr. Mira decoded the first full scan of the shadow signals. She gasped. "They're not machines," she said. Kara leaned in. "What then?" "They're alive, but not like us. Not like anything." Kara nodded slowly. "Then we need something more. On the dark side of the moon, something moved. Not human. Not alien. Something between. It had human form. Human eyes. But its skin shimmered like space. It was the first hybrid, the result of the Revenant core copying alien tech and merging it with human DNA. It had no name. It had one task. Go into the stars. Find the shadows. Don't fight. Learn. Back in the stars, The Xarn Empire tried one last thing. They sent their most powerful weapon. The Dread Sun, a ship the size of a city, with a weapon that could destroy a planet in one blast. It aimed at Earth and waited. Inside the Dread Sun, Commander Vrax stood tall, confident. "Let's remind them who we are," he said. But before he could give the command, the shadows came. They didn't attack. They entered. One by one, systems shut down. The lights flickered. The metal screamed. And then, silence. The crew vanished. The Dread Sun floated dead in space. Not destroyed. Just emptied. And then it turned, by itself, toward the Xarn homeworld. On Earth, the hybrid returned. Kara met it at the landing site. It spoke only 2 words. "They're watching." She asked, "Why?" The hybrid looked up at the stars. "They're waiting to see if we destroy ourselves." The Earth Council met. Some wanted to stop building weapons. Some wanted to strike the shadows first. Kara stood and said, "We are not children of peace. We are not creatures of war. We are something else. We are adapters. We fight. We learn. We grow. That is what makes us feared. And that is what will make us survive." Above Earth, strange symbols appeared in the sky. Not written. Drawn in the stars. No one could read them. But everyone felt the same thing. A warning. The Xarn Council saw it too. And for the first time, they sent a message to Earth. "We propose an alliance." Humanity didn't respond at once. Instead, they sent a simple signal back. "Meet us at the edge of the stars." And in that moment, something shifted in the galaxy. The war between humans and Xarn paused, because something bigger had entered the game. And this time, no one knew the rules. The place was empty space. No suns, no planets, just cold darkness between galaxies. And there, floating alone, was the meeting station. Not human, not Xarn. Something old, built by a race long gone. Humanity called it the Silent Point. And here, 2 enemies would meet for the first time, to talk. Commander Kara stood in her black armor, helmet under one arm. Behind her were 5 of Earth's best. No weapons, just minds. The Xarn delegation arrived from the other side of the station. General Vroth led them. He was taller than humans, skin like iron, eyes glowing red. Kara and Vroth stopped 3 feet apart. No greetings, no smiles, just silence. Until Kara broke it. "You wanted to kill us." Vroth nodded. "We thought you were weak." "And now?" she asked. He looked around. "Now we wonder if you're worse than strong." They sat inside a glass chamber, stars glowing in the void around them. Both sides had one rule: speak truth, or leave. Vroth began. "The shadows are not new. We have legends. Long ago, before we ruled space, something ruled us. They disappeared. We thought they died. We were wrong." Kara listened, calm. "Why did they return now?" Vroth looked at her. "Because we made too much noise. You especially." Kara smirked. "We were attacked." "And you responded like fire," he replied. Outside the station, unknown ships passed. No sound, no message. They didn't stop. They only watched. The galaxy was no longer theirs. It belonged to the Watchers, and both Xarn and human knew it. Inside the chamber, Kara said what no human thought she'd say. "We want peace." Vroth raised an eyebrow. "You built weapons that tear our ships apart. You have machines learning faster than life itself. You have warriors that don't bleed." "We didn't build them to rule," she said. "We built them to survive." Vroth stared at her. Then, slowly, he said, "So did we." That was when the lights dimmed. The station trembled. Not attacked. Just touched. By them. The shadows. They left no hole. No damage. just a feeling. Like the stars were holding their breath. On Earth, the Revenant core pulsed faster. Its mind had seen the same moment. It whispered, "They are testing us." In the hollow shield, Dr. Mira ran new scans. "They're not just watching," she said. "They're learning us, copying us." Kara's voice echoed back from the station. "Then we need to learn faster." The meeting continued. But now, things change. Kara leaned forward. "We propose an exchange." Vroth raised an eye ridge. "Of what?" "Knowledge," she said. "Technology. Secrets. Dangerous." "So are they," she replied, nodding toward the shadows. Vroth said nothing. But his silence meant one thing. He was thinking. Hours passed. Talks grew deeper. Maps were shown. Old warnings shared. Ancient signals played from long-lost black boxes. One message was clear in all of them. If the shadows return, do not fight alone. Then came a surprise. Vroth stood and said, "We have something hidden. An old device, buried under our oldest moon. We never understood it." Kara's eyes lit up. "We'll help you unlock it." He stared at her, and in return, she smiled. "We'll show you the Revenant core." The deal was struck. Humans and Tarn. Enemies for decades. Now, allies. Not friends. Not yet. But bound by fear. Bound by a truth too big to fight alone. As both ships left the silent point, something new appeared in space. A single symbol. Drawn in light. It looked human. It looked Tarn. It looked watching. And under it, two words appeared. "We see." Kara sat in her ship's command seat. She stared at the stars. "Do you think they'll attack?" one officer asked. "No," she said. "Then what?" She leaned forward. "I think they want us to become something we're not, and we already took the first step." "What step?" She looked out at the stars and answered, "We stopped hating each other." The Earth Council watched the alliance form. Some cheered. Some doubted. One elder simply said, "Be careful what you make friends with. Sometimes monsters unite just to survive the bigger one." The Xarn Council said something similar. But Vroth replied, "We feared humans because we saw ourselves. Now we fight beside them. If we fall together." And maybe that's what the shadows fear most. The stars were quiet. Too quiet. No battle cries. No warships. Just silence before something terrible. Earth's sensors picked it up first. Not ships. Not creatures. A wave. Made of space itself. Eating stars. Bending time. Changing gravity. And behind it, the shadows. They had arrived. Inside the hollow shield, Commander Kara stood at the central platform. A red light flashed, one never seen before. Total threat detected. Unknown energy. All systems alert. Beside her, Dr. Mira whispered, "It's here. The real enemy." Kara nodded. "We knew they'd come. Let's show them what we are." In deep space, near the Xarn moon Vrothik, something rose from the rock. The ancient machine General Vroth spoke of. It activated. A huge structure of shifting metal, glowing symbols, and moving walls. Kara's fleet arrived moments later. The human and Tarn alliance had begun working. Together, inside the ancient structure, the hybrid, the first one, stood silent. Its voice rang through the ship. "They are not here to fight. They are here to unmake everything." Mira asked, "Can we stop them?" The hybrid looked at her with eyes like stars. "No, but we can make them choose." "Choose what?" "Whether to fear us or leave us." The Revenant core connected with the ancient machine. Human code met something older, wiser, and something woke up. Not a weapon, a message. From before all life. It said, "Survival does not belong to the strongest. It belongs to the ones who remember. And we remember you. Kara's heart froze. They knew us before we were born. The hybrid nodded. Maybe we are the return of something they feared long ago. The wave reached Jupiter. Its storm froze. Time slowed. Machines stopped ticking. And then Earth's fleet appeared. Not running. Standing. Ships cloaked in black. Weapons glowing with blue heat. AI-driven mines flying beside humans in perfect sync. Xarn battle carriers floated beside Earth's destroyers. The shadows paused. And that was all they needed. 1 second. Kara's voice came through the channel. This is Commander Kara of Earth. We are not here to bow. We are not here to die. We are the children of fire. And we remember too. The shadows moved. Faster than light. But Earth had changed. Project Revenant had built more than weapons. It had built new minds, new physics, new reality. And when the shadows struck, the hybrid moved first. Its body shimmered and burst into light. Time split. The shadows hit. Nothing. They were inside a trap made of folded space and human will. The hybrid spoke again. We are not your prey. We are your reflection. And we are not afraid anymore. The Xarn fired all they had. The humans unleashed weapons that sang through dimensions. The sky turned red, then gold, then black. One shadow screamed, not in pain, but in confusion. It was losing, not dying. Learning. And it chose. It pulled back. The wave stopped. The stars flickered back. The shadows vanished. And left one final message. You are not ready. But you are not what we thought. We will watch. Silence returned. Not fear. Respect. The alliance had held. Kara stood on Earth again, looking at the sky. Dr. Mira beside her. Do you think they'll return? Kara nodded. Yes, but next time, we'll be more than ready. In the Xarn capital, Vroth stood before his people. For centuries, we ruled through fear, but today, we fought beside the ones we feared most, and we saw something greater. He looked toward the stars. Hope. The hybrid stood alone in deep space. No ship, no suit, just stars around it. It whispered. Now they know. Humanity is not just fire. We are the spark in the dark. And then it disappeared, like a shadow, with purpose. Epilogue. Years passed. The human and Xarn alliance became a new force. Not an empire. A watchtower, guarding the galaxy from the silence beyond the stars. And every new cadet, every child, every planet taught one truth. We were born from war, forged by fear. But what saved us was the moment we chose to stand together. And that's what the shadows feared most. Not ships, not strength, but a galaxy united.